What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Controversy Lab.
On Controversy is key.
So we decided to create a whole new segment for you guys, right? So we're going to create a segment where we're actually reviewing beers. And today we're going to be reviewing
The Trappe.
The Trappe. So, RTJ, let us know all about this beer. Where's this beer from? Who makes it? What company? Let's roll with it.
Okay, of course, it's another Belgian. It's a Netherlands. And it's one of those where this particular line is one of those upscales again, and this is the strongest one from that line. So it's a 10%. It's real. It's said to have a real sweet malty taste, and it basically is just really strong. It's a 10% alcohol. Did I say that? It's 10% alcohol.
Yeah, 10%. Yeah.
And that lets you know that it's very, very strong for a beer.
So what's the average alcohol percentage
for Belgian? I mean, for anything that's not U.S., the average is probably about 8. It gives you a nice, good buzz, and yeah.
So for me, I'd be interested to see if this beer can compare to something that's similar to a lot of the beers in Europe, especially Germany specifically. I used to go to Munich a lot. I was dating a girl in Munich, and so every time I would fly to Munich, I would go straight to the bar. Because typically she owned her own business, so she'd be working, and by the time I would fly in, sometimes she'd pick me up, sometimes not, so I go to the bar, check out some of the beers there. And I will say that my first experience with German beer is that it's way fucking stronger than beer here in the States. I should have looked up in my notes to find out what is the actual percentage of alcohol
in Germany?
In beers in Germany.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, well. Yeah, so we're going to pour up. We're going to taste it. We're going to let you guys know what we think. We're going to rate it. Online, I think we saw it has a 93% outstanding score on Beer Advocate.
That's a great ass score.
So that's a pretty good score. So we're actually gonna try it for ourselves. And I like to start with the actual aroma first.
See, I do mine a different way.
Interesting. It's from the bottle. It actually smells like a Heineken straight from the bottle. All right. So we'll actually pour up and see what kind of consistency.
That's a beautiful color.
Amber in tone.
Yeah. Nice, beautiful color.
Let's head on it. Oh shit! Don't you spill, motherfucker.
Yours came out better than yours.
Well, because I poured it like halfway.
It does have a nice smell, nice sweet smell.
Nice sweet much of a head
like sweet caramel smell.
All right, here's up to a new beer.
To a new beer. That's good. That's good. For me, that's good. What's your thoughts?
My God. Wow.
Flavor is just there.
Now I see why it has a 93% on Beer Advocate.
Flavor is there.
Oh my God, bro.
Flavor
like this beer, wow. And even the aftertaste kind of reminds me of a
I got the cherries. I got the sour cherries in it.
Definitely sour cherries. But it still gives you like that oak taste.
It was aged.
You can definitely tell. You can taste the barrel that it's been aged in, but it's not overbearing. So it's very smooth. It's very consistent, and it's creamy, just like a German beer. Like if you've ever had real authentic German beer from Germany, it has that same creamy undertone. So it's actually pretty delicious. The aftertaste is not overbearing, but it's beautifully bouncing around in my mouth.
You know what I'm thinking about?
Pause.
You know what I'm thinking about? Yeah, pause. You know what I'm thinking about?
What's that?
A nice. I gotta say this. A nice Wagyu beef burger with some good garlic aioli fries. That's what I'm putting it in.
I can definitely taste this with aioli fries or duck fat fried.
Oh shit! Like we was at that place.
Yeah. If you've ever had French fries fried in duck fat, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this would go perfect with duck fat fries. So let's give it our rating. So Beer Advocate actually gives it a 93%. What do you give it out of 100?
Out of 100, I'll stick with the 93. I'll stick with the 93. Yeah, I'll stick with the 93. This is good.
And for those of you who are a little bit new to beers, this kind of reminds me of it. It has Here's why we'll go over at 93. Because it almost tastes like a bourbon. Not as far as like the potency and the strength of a bourbon.
Okay.
But it kind of gives you that alcohol consistency or flavor like it could be a bourbon in a sense. So it's like it still gives you that oak taste, that barrel taste. And it doesn't, you know how some beers have like the alcohol consistency taste, and it tastes kind of cheap and cheesy. And
American beers.
Like American beers have that very disgusting aftertaste. You don't really get that from this. The alcohol consistency flavor in this reminds me of a bourbon. So I would have to go over 93. I would give this a 94.5.
And I think with that, the taste comes from the different wheats that the better wheats that Europe use.
Right. Because
those wheats are very taken care of. You know, we know everything over here is a rush job, and just get it out. It's quantity over quality.
Right. The aftertaste is bittersweet. Definitely smoky barrel taste. I'm thoroughly impressed. I think out of all the beers that we've had so far, this is probably my favorite.
It is. I put it at number 2.
What's your first favorite?
I put it at number 3. The Sassoon. The one that was the champagne.
I don't even remember that one.
Okay, cool.
We would have to try it again. I don't even remember that one.
For real? Hey.
Well, I can't. You know what? To be fair, because did I say that was my favorite when I tried it?
Yes.
Okay, so to be fair, we have to try it again. We have to compare these. So I think what we should start doing too, since this is our first episode with beer reviews, strictly beer reviews, I think what we should do moving forward is all the beers we try throughout the week, we should put them head up at the end of the week.
Okay.
And then give a ranking system based on the beers that we tried and which ones we think are
the champion moves on.
The better beers, and the champion moves on.
All right, cool.
I think that would be great to have the champion to continue on until for an entire month.
Beer battle.
Makes it exactly beer battle.
Yep.
And then we can get a shelf and then put all of our top picks on the shelf.
That shit's fucking good. Dude.
The champion beers. This one is a strong contender. You know, I think this one needs to be, as of right now. Hold on, let me try it again.
That shit is good.
Yeah. I think the only drawback and the only negative with this beer that I would say, 1 second.
It has that small bitter sour taste, but that comes with the sweetness, the cherries, the sour cherries.
So the only thing that I can say that is a drawback from this beer that I think someone would not like would be the fact that the bitter taste is a lingering aftertaste. Once you actually consume the beer, it does kind of stand out, and it does catch you off guard because the palate across the entire consumption process in the middle range, you know, it's kind of light. So it's not, there's no flavor that's overbearing, that's clashing with any other flavor. It's very smooth through the middle palate, right? And as you transition through the middle palate, you taste the sweetness, you taste the smoothness, you taste the creamy texture. And on the back end, you get hit in the mouth with the bitterness. It is complemented with the sweet cherry flavor. But I would say there are certain people that don't like bitters at all. You know what I mean? They don't like their beer to be bitter whatsoever. Now, this bitterness is not an overbearing bitterness, right? But it is there. And I've noticed that as you continue to drink it throughout the entire bottle, I think your palate becomes a little bit more sensitive to the bitterness. And I think some people might be turned off by that. But again, the bitterness is not overbearing at all whatsoever.
Like, for me, again, pause. It has a lagging aftertaste, which makes it more appreciative. It's a real savory, appreciative taste that comes with it, with the aftertaste.
I would say that it's the bitterness and the aftertaste you're talking about is not as potent and noticeable if you sip it and you're not just gulping it. This is not a beer.
Yes.
You should just gulp down.
So putting it out there, anything we drink is not going to be a gulp down.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice, appreciative beer that you can sip.
There's going to be somebody say, what do you mean? If I can't gulp that some bitch down, I'm not drinking it, brother.
Everything we drink is going to be a
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw back 2-3 of them some bitches.
End up on your ass.
Yeah, so
very,
definitely,
very strong.
I think some type of beef would be absolutely amazing with
yeah.
this. You know, any type of burger or something like that.
And like I said, you just can't get regular fries. These got to be great, good fries that has taken the time.
All right, so let's give it a score 1 out of 10. What do you rate it? 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, what would you give it?
8.5.
8.5. Did you get it all in there?
Yeah, you got to get it all over the palate.
All right.
8.5 for me. I think that this beer is actually pretty good. Some people might not like the bitter taste, but I think that if it's paired with the right type of meal, I think that would kind of counteract the bitterness in the actual beer.
What would you pair it with?
Of course, like you said before, like a burger or something like that with an aioli fry, duck fat fries. I think that something like that would be absolutely amazing with this. I probably would not pair this with a steak though.
No, I wouldn't do it. No.
I wouldn't do it with a steak. I would definitely do it with a burger, or I wouldn't even do it with like a beef brisket. It would definitely be. I think a burger is the kind of soft spot for this actual beer.
It's one of these. For me, it's one of those. It put me in the mindset of like a pub, but a nice pub.
Yeah, like a very upscale pub with a craft burger, not a Burger King burger, not a burger you made in the.
It got to be one of those appreciated.
And if you do make burgers in like your actual real fucking butcher and you're chopping up different types of steak and ground beef and you're making your own patties. I have some friends that actually go that deep with it.
Yeah.
If you're making your own craft burgers, like high-end burgers, yeah, most definitely. I would pair it with a burger like that. But
now the only other burger that I would pair with that's like you ever had a gooey Susie?
No.
That's one with like cheese blocks in the middle of two patties.
Yeah.
And I would do it with like a Gouda cheese in the middle of the gooey Susie. Yeah, and that's the only type of burger that I would do that's not really a craft type burger, really high end type of burger.
Most definitely. So most definitely, 1 out of 10, 8.5, 1 out of 100.
Yeah, I stick with a 93.
93.
Yeah,
I'm going 94.5.
And I know it's going to confuse people, but it's a different scale doing 1 through 10 and 1 out of 100.
Yeah, because going through 1 out of 10, I think is a little bit more laser focused. 1 out of 100. Is a little bit more of a broader scale, and going closer to the 100 mark shows that out of 1 out of 100, I think this beer is absolutely amazing. I think you should definitely try it. I have no complaints about the beer personally, and that's only because I know that pairing this beer with food is what's going to make the difference and really bring it out.
There's no bad aftertaste, dude.
There's no bad aftertaste. Now, and people would say, well, pairing it with food. If you've never paired beer with food, it's important to know that, for example, if you're drinking a Bud Ice, like you can just fucking drink Bud Ice
on the block,
on a couch, on the block, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ice house.
Yeah.
You don't pair that shit with food.
Yeah, you pair it with the moment.
The moment. This beer, has more of a creamy undertone. Well, really the base is extremely creamy. It reminds me, like I said before, of a German beer. But the thing is, it has beautiful notes in the body. So because the notes are very similar to, a bourbon, you know what I mean, or something like that, I would definitely say this is something you want to pair with.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying about the European wheat.
Right.
It's something that's completely different. It's something that's taken care of. It's something that they appreciate over there as compared to over here,
right,
where it's quantity over quality.
Right.
And you get a whole lot of quality through European, Belgian beers that you don't get here in the States.
Yeah, with that being said, I think this concludes our review, man. If you guys actually, try this beer, let us know in the comment section what you guys think about this beer. We'd love to know what you guys rated this beer. It comes highly recommended for me. So in the closing, we will give thumbs up, thumbs down, drum roll.
Bing!
I'll give it a thumbs up. I highly recommend this beer. I think you guys should try it. I like it. I enjoy it. We're actually going to drink all of these motherfuckers, okay?
I drunk by.
And we're out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, controversy out. This shit is good.